So we're at time. I can't believe it. It's been a couple hours. I hope everybody was able to get and learn maybe something new during this conference here. But let us know how we can do better if there's certain topics, etc. But we want to stay connected. One of the things that you'll start to see as a theme here is the access to a lot of the names and faces who are responsible for a lot of the great work that's happening here, really under the guise of developer experience, but even more. So that said, I'm going to hand it off to Chris Hedge, who's going to join us again and wrap things up and give some closing remarks.
Thank you. I will be brief, but just wanted to have a chance to come back out and talk to everyone again. Like Eric said, a lot of really great stuff here today. Hopefully everybody learned quite a bit about what's going on. There is a ton that is happening with developer experience and things that are relevant to our developer ecosystem. So I spend a lot of time talking with merchants, and oftentimes those are very focused on things like search and product recs and even PWA, and those are the sexy business capabilities I mentioned earlier in the keynote, right? It's good to stop and really focus in on the developer and how other developers use our products. I said at the outset, you really are the lifeblood of the commerce ecosystem, and we are just incredibly thankful to have such an amazing ecosystem of partners and developers out there and extension developers that help grow the overall value that Magento Open Source and Adobe Commerce can provide to our merchants and to the shoppers who use those merchant websites. So a lot of exciting stuff, really. I think some of the things that are really, I'm the most excited about, the extensibility platform and where Nishant is taking that. I think we've got, there's a really strong tool set out there with Adobe I/O and Adobe App Builder. And I think it's going to be great to be able to take advantage of those things. I think the work that we're doing around the API server and really API mesh and being able to bring together different APIs of cross content, with AEM and commerce and fusing those together, but even to be able to bring third-party APIs or custom APIs into the mix and give a front-end developer a streamlined and simplified set of data API availability to call for building great front-end experience is really exciting. Core service eventing, right? This is another one that we're really excited about in terms of broadening extensibility and what we can do there. This is, it is going to make it even easier for a partner, for a system integrator to connect Adobe Commerce to something like an ERP or a CRM application, or even enterprise middleware that we know is an essential part of the vast majority of customer implementations. This is also something that we're going to be using to integrate with some of Adobe's other products within the digital experience suite, and taking commerce data and data and events and being able to connect with things like Adobe Journey Optimizer to help create triggered campaigns. If a customer abandons a cart, or if a customer is looking at a high consideration product, being able to use an amazing tool like AJO then to really get that omni-channel reach. So more and more beginning to see capabilities that expand beyond the storefront experience itself, but still powered by commerce. I think there's just amazing opportunities when we bring in some of those other Adobe products there. And a lot of that comes down to making data available in a better fashion. And then, the SaaS services that we're adding in certainly is exciting as well, and something that is going to give us a better solution for our merchants, will give us a chance to improve capabilities at the same time. But at the same time, what I think is great is we are not taking the approach of, there is no army of developers in a warehouse somewhere building Magento 3. This is not something that there's going to be a big bang, brand new product and it's all SaaS. We are taking an evolutionary approach, and we realize the strength of what we have today and the installed software that we've got this amazing ecosystem that knows so much about and has built businesses on top of. And we don't want to abandon that. We think that the combination there of that infinite flexibility and that power that is there in the installed software today, coupled with modern SaaS applications, is going to be a really unique differentiator for us going forward collectively. And it's also going to mean, like I said, there's no Magento 3, there's no forced migration to things. Merchants and SIs are going to have the ability of choosing when to adopt these modern services or to continue to use customizations when it makes a lot of sense. So there's a ton going on around that extensibility vision. And it's what I like the most about it is it stays very core to what Magento was most known about outside of the community, obviously, but that flexibility that comes from the installed software model and from the open architecture. We're not leaving that heritage, we're just improving upon it. Site reliability tools, also very exciting. Hopefully that's something that the developer ecosystem finds valuable and truly does help make your jobs easier. I think one of the things that was really great about those is a number of those tools actually originated within our support engineering organization. It's some of the same things that team has been doing to provide support for our customers today. And they've actually picked it up and said, we can make this available to our SIs and our developers directly. And so there's a really, really great story there of core commerce engineering partnering with support engineering to develop some of these best of breed tools like the site-wide analysis tool or observability for Adobe Commerce. And then we're working with them with the upgrade compatibility tool to bring that and SWOT closer together. So that's been fantastic. And then, I said it initially, the thing that I am truly most hopeful about and most excited about is that new collaboration and contribution model that we're envisioning with the community and working with the open source task force on. I think I said this in the Magento Association Connect session in October, and it resonates really well with a bunch of us on the team. We wear red, but we bleed orange through and through. And that's very, very true. This is a unique product and we have a unique relationship with our community. And that's something that brought many of us to Magento and to Adobe now. And it's a big part of why we still love this job and love this product and still feel invigorated about it every day. Is to have that strong connection that we do with the community and to be able to work with y'all in a very direct relationship. And so I know there has been frustration within the community about processing pull requests and including them in core releases and how those have visibly slowed down. And there's been a lot of misunderstanding about why that has happened. And I think, in closing, I want everybody to know that we are still very much a part of this community and we are very much fans of this community. And our goals are to continue to help support the community and to help continue to have you building great businesses on top of Magento open source and Adobe Commerce. And I think the collaboration model, the contribution model that we're thinking about is a great way to tie together business goals that we have as a part of Adobe and that we hear from our customers. Again, that notion of a thin core and simplifying what is necessary in terms of required maintenance of the installed software, and being able to protect that without squashing community innovation and giving the community even more ownership and flexibility into what you contribute into that code base and how you take it to your customers and how you use it. And so I am extremely optimistic about that and hopeful that we are in a good spot there and continuing down that path. Again, there is still work to be done there. We don't have a complete solution for it yet, but we continue to work on a regular basis with the community and with the open source task force to make that happen. So I think Magento and Adobe Commerce, we've always been about trying to provide maximum flexibility and maximum options. And this is just another way of doing that, right? Is giving the community the option to create an STS type version or a community owned and curated version that is still built on top of the investments that Adobe is making in security and compliance and all that. So hopefully you are as optimistic as I am about the future. Hopefully you are as excited as I am about a lot of the great things that we are doing from a platform vision and developer tooling and developer experience overall. And lastly, I just want to say a giant thank you to people like Eric, to Chris Partika, to Stas, to Parul, who really drove pulling this whole event together in a relatively very short amount of time, in fact. And all of them have quote unquote day jobs within Adobe, and they are focusing on the community relationship and what we can do to improve it because of the passion that they have, like I said, for the community itself. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know there's others involved that I missed there, but thank you so much for putting this on. And then for you, our developer community and our ecosystem, thank you for coming out and listening to me, listening to the team, and hopefully you found it a very rewarding day. And I am looking forward to seeing people face to face very soon. Who knows when that will be, but hopefully in a Meet Magento event sometime later this year or sometime soon after that. So thank you very, very much.